welcome to Ohio Hobbies. It's time for a nickel box hunt. We're going to check it out, make sure that it is circulated, and then we're going to get to searching it. Alright, it's definitely circulated. Check a few of these. After them last couple boxes had some enders in them, that's pretty exciting. Let's see. Oh, there's a dirty one. Not sure what year. Alright, doesn't look like there's going to be anything absolutely spectacular. So, we're going to go ahead. We'll start with number 1 over here, work our way through, and see what we end up with. So hang on. Let's go for a ride. Okay, roll number 1, and we're going to have our first foreign find of the box. 1993, out of Canada. All right, second roll, and we have our first find. 1951, out of Denver. And that's our first 50s. All right, this is roll number 4, and we have a 1941, out of Denver. Showing that there, right there. 41 out of Denver, and we have a 1955 out of Denver. So we got the 50, let's say that was 51, and the 55. Okay. All right, everybody. Roll number 10. And we have our second foreign of the box, a very dark 1988. We also have a 1941 out of Philly, and believe it or not, we have a Buffalo 1937 out of Philly. Does not have 3 legs. It's definitely got 4 legs there. But that is a 1937 dated Buffalo. It's definitely worn, but that's the first one I've ever found that had such a clear date on it. So that is definitely the find of the box so far. All right, we'll keep going with this hunt. Okay, roll number 11. And we're going to have 3 finds. We have a 1951 out of San Francisco. And let me check something real quick. I just checked my trusty dusty book here. 1951 S. About 7.7 million minute. So when you start looking at these other numbers, that's a pretty low number. That's one of the lower ones in that era. So I'll take it. That's a good find. Might not be a key date. I don't believe it's a key date or anything like that. But that's a good find as far as I'm concerned. All right. The other finds, 54 out of Philly. And we have a 39. Or is that 59? I'm sorry. Jeez. I can't even read my own dates. What am I thinking? 1959 out of Denver. Wow. All right. Keep up the hunt. Roll number 12. And we did it again. 1936 Buffalo. And that is a 36S. Wow. Look at that. Not only has it got a date, but that is an S, man. 36S. So let's see here. We are going to go right down here. 36S. 14.9 million minute. So not a bad find. Not a bad find at all. And it's dated and an estimate. I am thrilled. I don't know if we can top that in this box. I'm going to keep on searching. Wow. 2 of them. Both with legible dates. All right. And we are on roll 14. And we have my, let's see, how many 2009s have I found? This is only my second. This happens to be box number 9, I believe. I will double check that, but I believe this is box number 9, and this is only the second 2009 I have ever found. So we're definitely going to add that to the collection. Roll number 16. And this one, as you notice it, it's rotated die. Flip it straight over, and it's not straight. So that is a rotated die. It's definitely not the worst, but hey, I've seen it just slightly and I haven't kept them. But this one, that's a pretty good rotation. It's not 90 degrees, I'd say probably a 45-degree angle, so I don't know, I like it. It's a unique one as far as I'm concerned. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna probably put it in the flip as a rotated die. All right, that was roll 16, I believe. I don't know if I said it or not. Roll 17 is gonna give us a 1953 out of Philly. And it's gonna give us another 1955. This one is out of Denver. So we'll add that right there to the collection. And roll number 18 gives us a 1946 out of Philly. So we will add that right there and keep on hunting. Roll 24 gives us 1953 out of Philly and a 1946 out of Philly. Roll 25 gives us a 1947 out of Denver. And roll 26, another 1955 out of Philly. Roll 28, and we have our third foreign, Canadian 1999. We're gonna add it right there. Roll number 31 gives us 2 finds. We have a 1954 out of San Francisco. 1954S. Let's take a quick look at that one and see. All right, so 1954S, 29 million minted, but we have this S over D here. So let's go ahead and pull that 54. Let's go ahead and put it over the scope here. And there's a little something there, but we'll see. Let me do some research. Let me pull up some pictures of the S over D, and let's see if we got what we find. Well, I didn't really manage to find a whole lot, on the S over D, other than that there's a couple hundred, or at least 100 that's been located. But what I was looking at earlier, I think, is this right here that caught my eye. I don't see any clear indication of a D underneath the S. So I'm going to assume that I do not have the S over D variety. Although it would have been nice. I'm going to say it probably is not. So we're just going to add it there to the collection. And the other one, let's put this out of our way here. And the other find of that roll is 1940 out of Philly. Roll number 34. And we have a 2009. It's got a little bit of the Ring of Death on it, but 2 in 1 box, and my third ever. Even with the Ring of Death, I'm not letting it go at this point. Roll number 36, and we have another Canadian, our fourth of the box, 1984. Right there it goes. Roll number 39. This is going to give us a 1958 out of Denver. Let's take a look at that mint mark. That one looks a little odd. It's definitely some post-mint damage. It's been just scraped and scratched and beat. So, 1958. And that right beside that 59. And roll number 41 gives us 2 finds. We have another 1955 out of Denver, and 1941 out of Philly. Roll number 43 gives us a 1949 out of Philly. Roll 46, and we have a 1957 out of Philly. And we also have 1941 out of Philly. Roll 47, and we have our first 30s nickel, 1939 out of Philly. Shame it didn't have a mint mark, but hey, it's our first 1930s out of the box. Roll number 48 brings us a 1940 out of Philly. All right, well, that was the end of that box. So it's time for a bit of a recap. Okay, so we got a few sitting here. We got 2 1970S, 2 of the 1969S, and a 68S. We also have a really nice looking 64 out of Denver that I am absolutely certain will upgrade my collection. We have this 1971. Let's go ahead and just put it up here under this scope. Hang on just a second. Let me reposition the scope so we can get better shot than that. Okay, so now that we can actually see what we're looking at here. This is going to be a pretty traumatic grease strike. If you look at that, the majority of the Monticello is gone, along with the 5 cents. You see the S in the word cents, and we can just barely catch a hint of the T. And you can see the F and the I and part of the V there for the 5 cents. But that is pretty much it. That's all wiped out, and a lot of the Monticello. So that is definitely a nice example of a grease strike, other than the fact it's obviously circulated. Even the nine's a little dinged up there. But hey, anyway, it's a nice example of a grease strike. We did have our 4 Canadians right there, our 4 foreigns. Those 2 2009s. Whoops, and then I stuck one on the wrong pile here. Because this was the misaligned die. Alright, and we had our 39, 240s, 441s, 46, 246s, sorry, 47, 49, 251s, 53. Oh, there's 2 down there. There's one hiding. 254s, 4 55s, a 57, a 58, and a 59. And then, of course, gotta be the best finds of the box, 36 and a 37 Buffalo. Both of them with legible dates. Very nice. Very, very nice. That was a fun box to hunt. I hope you enjoyed this hunt. If you did, go ahead and give me a thumbs up down there. Hit the subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications if you want notified every single time I post a video. Down in the description, you're going to find my email address. And you'll also find my P.O. box if you're interested in sending me anything. Shoot me an email. Send something in the mail. I'm good either way. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this hunt as much as I did. It was fun. And, as always, thank you very much. Absolutely, thank you for watching. And get your hobby on. Alright, just a tidbit of an update for this nickel video. As I was going through and keeping track of what I found, I noticed that I did have this 55 Philadelphia, which actually I have marked down as a semi-key date. So, just wanted to throw that out there. Apparently, I did draw a semi-key date and didn't even catch it.